Beardo Banjo.
I am so very excited to be sharing this video with you today. I've been lucky enough to check out some VR Skater early access pre-release gameplay, and I wanted to come here to drum up a little bit of excitement because the game now has an early access release date, 30th of April. You'll be able to buy this and start skating yourselves and supporting the project whilst it's still in development, gaining new content throughout early access. I really want this game to do well. It immediately takes me back to that time in my life when I was 13, 14, however old I was, sitting in my bedroom, playing Tony Hawk, and then eventually Skate, listening to ska, listening to punk rock. Deficit Games are doing something very special here. Translating that feeling of skateboarding into VR felt like an impossible thing, but they've nailed it. I hope you enjoy this early preview. I will be back to check out this game a little bit closer to the early access launch day to have a little bit more of an in-depth look, but this is just a preview today. Please enjoy and please go and wishlist this game on Steam. VR Skater.
Why, hello there everyone. Welcome to VR Skater, my new favourite VR game that I'm going to spend hundreds of hours in. This video today, as I said at the start, is going to be much shorter than normal. This is just a preview video, early access, a quick look before we get down to business, and I'll take a proper in-depth dive looking at this game a little bit closer to launch. But today I wanted to show you the basics and hopefully get some of you excited, jump over to Steam, hit wishlist, start building some hype, and I really want to support this game. I think it deserves to do really well. The devs have done a fantastic job at replicating skateboarding. Now, obviously here, the idea is to skateboard and for it to feel as authentic and realistic as possible in a VR environment. And honestly, I feel like they've done it. Let me show you. So, I'll pick the regular stance. Now let's get into some fundamentals. Pushing. Swing your arm back, and you'll start building up speed. Just like you're kicking off the floor in real skating. You're just using your arm instead of your foot, which is interesting. Alright, through that checkpoint, nice and easy. Pushing, fundamental, super easy. Now we're going to stick with that regular stance because that feels right to me. Now if you start going a bit too fast, you can brake. Now braking is the right trigger, or the trigger on the hat. If you do goofy, I think it switches, but for me, right trigger. So, off we go. Down, and start holding that trigger. Very nice. If you start to go a bit too fast, you can rein it back in and just slow yourself down. Now the game isn't an endless runner. You're not just going in one direction. You do need to turn as well. Holding down the left trigger and pointing as you skate around moves you around the world. So push off the floor and let's go through this way. There we go. So you can control what way you're going, which is great. You can adjust it on the fly. You can keep that held down and just move around at will. Now when you come to a stop, when you're stationary, you can do a turn in place as well. So I can move myself to face different directions when I'm stationary. Let's get through this checkpoint. The fun stuff starts now. So this is the good stuff, right? Ollieing. Ollieing is super simple. All you need to do is hold down A on the pink controller. I do love this, by the way. I love the color coding. Makes it so easy to learn the tutorials. Holding down A, let go of A. Easy. Nollies are similar, but you hold down B and you nollie. So, ollie. That should be a nollie, but I don't think it's doing it. Right, let's go up that curb. Get some speed. Nice. I cannot emphasize enough how good it feels to actually be in here skating. It's incredible. They've done a wonderful job with this. And as I said, this is just a preview. I'll get into my review a little bit closer to launch. I just want you guys to get excited for this game. I really, really do. Now you might be thinking, oh, that seems very simple, but how do you pull off things like kick flips and shuvits and heel flips, etc., etc.? That all involves a quite intricate system of moving the controller and flicking the controllers in specific directions. Now, so here we're trying a front-side FS shuvit, so front-side shuvit. So to do that, I don't have to do anything with my left controller for this one. I hold down the ollie button, and I can swing the controller back and let it go. Now, I've messed that up because I didn't press A to stop the spin. You have to press A to then stop it at the right time. So like that. So simple, but it just feels right. It makes the most sense to me that this is the mechanic and the system they've used to create these kind of moves. So let's try again. So this time we're going that way. Well, that was a bit too fancy. That's better. Backside shove it. Nice and easy. Next. So there's tutorials for all the tricks. I haven't gone through all of them. You can start to get really creative and start kind of grinding and then kick flipping out of grinds and things like that. And it does get very complex and just very cool. I'm bailing a lot in this game, by the way. Right, what we've got now, we've got a 360 frontside shove it. Okay, so for this one, you're just kind of going double fast or double far. I'm not 100% sure what the two arrowheads mean. I tend to just sweep a bit faster to do these ones, so there we go. I might be making this look easy here, but I promise you, once you're on a run and you're actually going down through a level when you're kind of navigating the obstacles, it's not as easy to string these things together and pull off tricks. I will show you that in just a moment. So for fundamentals like kickflip and heel flip, you're starting to use the left controller. So for a kickflip, hold down my ollie. There we go. Look at that. Nice, easy kickflip. And then to do a heel flip, we're just going to go the other direction. Like that. Heel flip. Now, you can start doing really crazy stuff. You can do double kick flips. You can start mixing the flips with the shuvits. So if I'm going to mess this up, but if I was to get ready and then do that, you see, 360 hard flip. So I'm doing a flip. That was just a kick flip. But I'm doing a flip mixed with a shove it because I'm combining the movements of both controllers at the same time. So that was, 360 flip again. 360 inward heel flip. So you can get really creative with the way you're pulling these things off. Honestly, I cannot emphasize it enough. The developers are doing something incredible with this. I think this stands to be immensely popular when it comes out. It's going to capture a market that I didn't know existed in VR. Up to this point, it hasn't existed. But this is some seriously smart gameplay mechanics. Varial double kickflip. Very nice. Alright, pulling off a 50-50 grind is fairly straightforward, but a few more buttons come into play. And that does mean it's easier to mess up, but I still did it. It just feels right. I cannot emphasize it enough. It just feels good. Oh, that was nearly smart. When you land on the rail, you need to press A and X at the same time and hold them. And that's how you stay 50-50. So let me see if I can actually pull that off again. Oh! It is hard. Right, come on. Let's get this. Let's get this. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, I'm not going to spoil any more. I'm not going to go into any more depth here. They're the fundamentals of the basics. Let me show you a level. Let me show you how you play this game. Welcome to the middle school. This is a very Tony Hawk's-esque looking level. This is the meat on the bones of VR Skater. Levels that you can come into, make your way through, try and chain together tricks, try and get the best scores possible, and try and get the best runs possible. Nice flowing runs where you don't bail thousands and thousands of times. Now, I am going to bail thousands and thousands of times because I'm not yet good enough to pull off the really cool stuff. But I'm going to show you it nonetheless. This is VR Skater. I'm going to put it on practice because I want unlimited health. Let's get into this. This is... it just feels so good. How did I get got by the bin? That is ridiculous. through the window. This game is going to be huge. Please, if it looks like your cup of tea, head over to Steam, add this to your wish list. It is so smart. It feels so good to play, and I cannot wait to have a bit more of a proper... Ooh, look at this one. Oh god. I really want to break it down and do a bit of a review for you, but I'm going to do that closer to launch because the developers don't want super long videos going out before launch. Teases are fine. Let's consider this my tease. Honestly, it feels so good. If you've been looking for an evolution of the skateboarding genre, this is it. Oh, that was almost great. It just feels so nice, especially if you can pull something off, which rarely happens for me. But the more you play, the better you'll get, you know? That's the thing with a game like this. Quite easy to pick up and play. The tutorials are very easy to understand. But there's some real skill involved in pulling off some of the nicer stuff here. And it could take hours and hours and hours of practice before you get to that point and you can play to a high degree. I love it. I'm addicted already. I can barely put it down. It's taking me back to my youth, you know. I used to run home from school and just sit on my bed in my room listening to Lagwagon or Goldfinger, NoFX, Less Than Jake, whoever the hell I was listening to. And I used to play Tony Hawk. And I think there's a huge amount of people that remember that time fondly, and then there's people who actually skateboarded and actually skateboard still that want something like this. And I think it's just so good what they're managing to pull off. A immediately enjoyable skateboarding game in VR that makes you feel like you're going, and when you pick up some speed, like right now when I'm picking up speed, you feel like you're picking up speed. You really do. Let's see if I can get this rail. It's a hard one to get. That's nice. That's nice. Oh, that was... I probably could have made it all the way. What a shame. It's great. I don't even get mad when I fall because you just want to keep going. You want to try again. Deficit Games. Deficit are doing some fantastic things here. Go to Steam. Add this to your wish list. Let's get down this bloody thing. There we go. Oh, no, not quite. Add it to your wish list and prepare yourselves for the 30th of April. I think we've got an absolute winner on our hands here. Ooh! And I can't wait to see how this evolves with time and fine-tuning and practice. And I can't wait to see what people do with it when they get into it, because the game has a fantastic spectator mode. Right now I'm capturing from that. Can't wait to see. We're going to get some great VR skateboarding videos, I'm sure, very quickly after launch of some very cool stuff. VR Skater. Whoa! Didn't see that curb. Check it out. I'm terrible at it, but I feel myself getting better the more I play, I must admit. VR Skater, 30th of April. I'm going down the hole. Get all over it. It's going to be a good one, right? Come on, come on, come on. Nice. That'll do. A crappy 4,000 points. Hope you've enjoyed, guys. I'll be back with more VR Skater coverage closer to launch. Don't sleep on this one. It's going to be huge.